because it's unlike any other in sport. As both teams made their way out of the tunnel, these folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Tennessee Titans and the San Francisco 49ers.
That's it, baby. We gonna work.
Set, ready? 10-2 start.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
Trick on Travis. Fire.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Incomplete on the throwaway. It's 3rd down and 8 yards to go.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Operating from the gun, Graves. And that will be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
On now is the Titans punter. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10.
Set. 60 outlaw.
15, check right 15. Watch the curl. Watch the curl. Check, 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 check. 25.
Get it.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. Skirts by him at the 35. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. The Niners have the 1st down on a gain of 11. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Once again, they run with Breida on 1st down. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
The 43-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Rock it.
Check 24.
Be dribble.
And to give this time to the tailback. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Oh, and they had him stopped short of the 1st, but a penalty marker down. And that looked like a clear face mask to me. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
Well, now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Pretty good results here on the 1st down run as he takes us forward for about 6. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Titans' 33-yard line.
Ready.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Leo.
He's coming. We got double.
Dude.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
It's now 3rd and 4.
Let's go. 15 line. 15 line. Look at me. Zipper. Snap.
He can run for it, and he will. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 5 yards that time, taking it himself, and he has enough for the first.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
Go. Ready.
Now a play fake here on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
But when you're going up against a talented receiver like that, you just know that they're going to bring more people to him, right? They're going to double cover him every chance they get.
I think that is what we're going to see all game long. An early taste of that double, maybe even sometimes triple coverage we might see.
Yeah, I think what they're counting on, his talent to sometimes beat that double coverage.
The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
Hey, Sam on. Go. Back. Hey, zoom.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 14-yard line.
Here we go.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
21. Here we go.
On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Got an extra defensive back out there for the Titans now here for 3rd down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
We got this. At their own 25-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
First down, Tennessee.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Graves. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
36-yard line.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11.
Hey, check Mike 11, check Mike 11. Right here. Hey, check.
2nd and 11. And his throw here's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, Graves. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
It's now 4th down.
On now is the Titans punter, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. This is taken at the 15. It'll be a 45-yard punt, and couple that with a loss on the return. And the 49ers will take over deep in their own territory. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
Early in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches.
Now.
Ringo.
Hey, orbit. Shoot.
Breida, he'll try the right side. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 1st down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 18 yards, 1st down Niners. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave. That is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
The Niners have the 1st down on a gain of 11.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now back to throw. Incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds, because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Hey, exit.
2nd and 10. He's going to air one out into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
And a nice pickup as this one gets him to the 10-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. And he'll give it here to his running back. And not much there at all as he'll get this only up to about the 11. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative. But you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
X3, 218, chop.
Check 3, check 3. Check.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And this one complete to Smith. And he's going to have the first down as he's marked down just shy of the 20. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
Got it.
So nice number one.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Graves. Looking left side. He's got it. Complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
The Titans on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Operating from the gun. Graves. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. On now is the Titans punter as he's on to kick it away. And he puts a little something extra into this one, by far his best of the night. And we'll see what he can do on the return. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. 20, 10, touchdown, 49ers. Matt Breida, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the 49ers are able to strike quickly for 6. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows to 10-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Let's go!
At their own 30-yard line.
Ready up.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. The Titans get 14 yards there and move the chains as well.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed, and he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. I always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
And he'll get this one down to about the 17. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 17-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground.
Ready, ready.
2nd and goal from the 1.
Run the mic. Watch one. Watch one.
They'll try to run this one in. And he gets in. Touchdown, Tennessee. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season as they are now on the board here in the first half.
Yeah, baby.
Extra point forthcoming. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now.
That's the score. Niners 10, Titans 7.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field is still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Yep. Go get him. Go get him. Go get him. Mike 52. Watch the screen. Watch.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll pull it down. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
5, go.
Motion to backfield. Motion to the backfield. 5-2.
Back to throw. Complete to the running back, Matt Breida. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, 49ers. Matt Breida, as the first half is winding down. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Let's go.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Nick Bosa in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's second and a country mile. A final shot before break. Graves looking here for Smith downfield. He's got a man, complete. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts. And that's going to leave them with just 1 timeout remaining still in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. This is taken at his 4. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Let's go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They run with Breida. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10.
Hey, lock it. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Check safety, check safety. Let's go.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction, and when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Going for Hurd on the deep ball. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And he'll take it all the way up near the 30-yard line. Jalen Hurd, the intended receiver. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
In on the stop, it was Travarius Moore. With that last effort, he topples the 5,000-yard mark for his career.
And that doesn't place you among the absolute greats that have ever played the game. But it's a significant achievement and a very, very solid career.
Complete. Smith has it. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And finally down at the 32-yard line. And finally they get him to the ground, but it's all the way down at the Niners' 32-yard line.
First down, Tennessee.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. From the gun, Graves. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down. Got out of the pocket, didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it, live to fight another down.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Graves. Flush to his right. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
At the 6-yard line.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
3 down, 3 down.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. That one good for 26 and a first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Check 99. Check 99.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Too low. Check the backer. Check the backer. Watch the ship.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They'll set up to throw. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Harold Landry, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Running out of the gun here, Breida. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. Well executed there on second down, so do you go back to the air on third?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a second time.
This will probably be the last play of the quarter. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Niners on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Pick me up. Here we go.
Back to throw here. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Harold Landry in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in a good spot, great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
Yeah, turned the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again. Graves. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a third down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. The Titans on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Back to throw. Graves. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. This one fielded at the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
Here we go. Set. 18 Gator. You better bring it. Snap.
On 1st and 10, Graves uncorks one for Davis. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Corey Davis, the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Here's a throw out wide complete to his running back right side. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Let's go now. 8 read. I'm coming for you. Fire.
From the gun, Graves. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nick Bosa, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. On 4th down, Graves. And the pressure gets to him again. Quan Alexander. And now the football's going to go over, already being placed at the 15-yard line.
On the set.
Black 52. 52's the mic. Come on. Safe. Check nickel.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. He will push his way down to about the 14. He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Look at me. Zipper.
Looking to throw. This is caught. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They've got it first and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided.
Hey, Haywood.
And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, second and goal.
Hey, high 7. Hey.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe he didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, fourth quarter. Maybe you do start to watch. Is the arm there, the leg's still there? This has been a tough game. This defense has held on so far. Now from the 3, this is third and goal. They'll try to run with Breida. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and to big yardage all night long.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This is taken at his 4. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do...
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Nick Bosa in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle.
Check Mike.
Second and 14. He's got Smith here. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
It's a gain of 23 yards. First down, Tennessee.
Let's go. 70, Indy.
Watch tight. Tight ends right. Watch it.
Ready?
Throwing on first down. Graves. He's going to let it fly. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
So the victory here for San Francisco, and it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Niners, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for Tennessee, they come back to the pack a bit as their record falls to 7-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home